Okay, my lovely ladies, come right in. Plan on staying a little bit, and if you make it to the very end of this video, I think you're probably going to experience a perspective on how to share with others in a way that will bring you back some real benefits and some real rewards. Trust me when I say this. We're going to talk about the beautiful woman's longing, which we would love to see fulfilled, and the missteps of oversharing. Oversharing, yeah. All right, so where do we begin? Well, let's start here. The beautiful woman carries a depth that few understand. She feels more, she perceives more, and she bonds more deeply than she admits. And because her inner world is so rich, alive, and emotionally intelligent, she often feels a natural longing to share, to reveal herself and to be known, to be understood, and to be met. This longing is not weakness. This is the signature of divine life within her. Yeah. But here's the tragedy. Many women, they share openly but amiss, not because they're foolish, but because they were never taught the architecture of intimacy. All right, that's what we're going to do here. So they reveal too much too soon. They reveal to the wrong people. They reveal without discretion. They reveal without protection, and they reveal without sovereignty. And then they are wounded. They're misunderstood, judged, or dismissed. So this teaching exists to restore that wisdom, all right, that was never given to them. So stay with me. A few minutes, you'll have the wisdom. So this here really is the heart of sacred intimacy that we're talking about. It's the foundation, one of the foundations, all right, of AVALON's relational doctrine. So let's open with, as we get deeper into the teaching, with the concept that the beautiful woman's inner world is sacred. Yeah, her inner world is sensitive. It's intuitive. It's relational. It's discerning. It's emotionally intelligent. Spiritually receptive. But because she's been hurt, misunderstood, or shamed, she often hides this world behind composure, competence, independence, silence, self-protection. But not because she's cold. Well, because she's never been given a place where her truth is safe. And that's why she sometimes overshares. And why does she do this? Well, to create closeness, to accelerate bonding, to prove authenticity, to win acceptance, to feel seen, to feel understood. But oversharing, well, it's not authenticity. Oversharing is anxiety, wearing the mask of honesty. This is the foundation of relational discernment, Okay, got that? All right, relational discernment. So now we need to talk about the levels, because there are 4 levels basically of relationship and the logic of how you reveal yourself, the logic of revelation. So human relationships, well, they fall into 4 levels, okay, as I mentioned. And each requires a different degree of revelation. How much do you share? How deep you go and with whom? So here's a little criteria that you can keep under your belt. Believe me, it'll change your life. And most people were never taught this. So what do? We reveal sometimes indiscriminately, and then we suffer for it. So here's the architecture. Level 1, transactional relationships. These include co-workers, acquaintances, service interactions, counter people, casual social circles even. And appropriate revelation is functional information, polite conversation, and surface level truth. Pretty basic, pretty clean. We're on to the next thing. But what's not appropriate, deep emotional history, intimate wounds, or sacred desires. See, you don't share that stuff on that surface level connection with other people. This is transactional discretion. All right. Now, level 2, that's social relationships. Gets a little closer now. Neighbors, extended family, community members, casual friends, Community members could be people you work with, So the appropriate revelation of self here is, general opinions, light personal details, shared interests, but not appropriate trauma, shame stories, intimate desires, spiritual depth. Shouldn't go there. See, this is social boundary wisdom. Gotta have boundaries. We talk about the word boundaries used a lot. Well, this is a boundary. What do you tell to whom? Level 3, trusted relationships. All right. So these would include close friends, mentors, chosen family, emotionally safe individuals. The appropriate revelation in this group: personal history, emotional truth, struggles, and growth, meaningful beliefs. But what's not appropriate? Sacred intimacy, deepest wounds, unprocessed trauma. See, this is trusted circle disclosure. Trusted circle disclosure. And then we go to level 4 now, which you have bonded intimate partnerships. This is the highest level of human connection, isn't it? So the appropriate revelation here is your deepest truth, your inner world, your fears, your desires, your wounds, your longings, your spiritual life, your emotional nakedness. See, this is the realm of trust, vulnerability, mutual validation, shared healing, sacred privacy. This is sacred intimacy. Well, we've got to share something of the folly of oversharing. Like, why do we do it? Here's some reasoning behind this, all right? So most people, they overshare because they believe it will create closeness, it will impress, it will accelerate bonding, it will win approval, it will make them seem authentic. I mean, I do this all the time. But oversharing, see, this is not authenticity. Yeah. And when I mean it, when I say I do this all the time, I really it's something I need to work on a lot. Oversharing is anxiety. It's strategy. It could be manipulation. It could be insecurity. Emotional impulsivity. Yeah, I know it is for me. So oversharing is the spilling of the self. Authenticity is the authorship of the self. Oversharing is chaos. Authenticity is order. Oversharing is performance. Authenticity is presence. This is the heart of relational clarity. Now, we need to establish this word authenticity. We hear this a lot, but nobody really knows what it is, right? So authenticity, well, it's unique authorship, all right? It's not dumping your story or unloading your trauma or revealing anything or exposing your wounds or confessing to strangers. No, authenticity is the sovereign expression of truth to the right person at the right depth for the right purpose. It's not the absence of boundaries. Authenticity is the mastery of boundaries. Yeah, this is the essence of presence and sovereignty. So there is a wisdom then in discretion, isn't there? Christ taught. He said, don't cast your pearls before swine. See, this isn't the judgment of others. It's the protection of the sacred within yourself. Discretion says my inner world is valuable. Not everyone has earned access. I reveal myself with wisdom. See, discretion is not fear. Discretion is sovereignty. Discretion's not secrecy. Discretion is dignity. Discretion's not withholding. Discretion is clarity. This is the heart of self-protection without fear. But now, all of this would be meaningless unless we could come to a place where we exhibit spiritual magnanimity. This is the outward weight of presence. And I mean outward. Okay, because we do a lot of inward. But the inward without the outward, she's in no work. She's in no good, my grandmother would say. So a sovereign soul, does not center the room on themselves. They center the room on presence, all right? They listen with largeness, they receive with dignity, and they attend with compassion. This is spiritual magnanimity, the ability to make space for another being. So when you weigh the conversation outward, others feel safe, trust grows, bonding deepens, and healing begins. Yeah. Well, self-centeredness collapses connection. Always has, always will. Presence creates it. This is the essence of empathetic discernment. You know what I'm talking about. So now let's take a look at PDCCS, the architecture of sovereign communication. Very important. Presence says, my being is valid. Dignity says, my inner world is sacred. Clarity says, there is an order to revelation. Compassion, it says, I sense what another can hold. You know, very important. That means you're watching the other person enough and reading them enough to know what they can handle. Don't overburden them, right? Sovereignty then is I govern my revelation with wisdom. All right, so together they form the AVALON principle. Reveal lightly to many. Reveal meaningfully to the few. Reveal deeply to the trusted, and reveal fully to the bonded. This is the architecture of a sovereign life. So let's conclude with this. Authenticity is not exposure. Authenticity is authorship. Discretion is not feared. Discretion is wisdom. Presence is not performance. Presence is largeness. Intimacy is not chaos. Intimacy is order. A sovereign soul reveals truth with dignity, clarity, compassion, and command. This is the wisdom of PDCCS, and this is the path, the wise path of AVALON. Well, with that, I will bid you adieu and let you get on to what you were doing today. I think this is probably a little bit of a longer video than I like to do normally, but I think if you listen to it a few times, it's going to bless you and reorder a few things and draw in some better results in your connections with other people. With that, bless you. Don't stay away too long. And as always, may we all remain in peace.